Today is the 12th of March and we have some activity that we can notice. The king oyster is growing quite fast. We can see on the bag that the mycelium has already started to move across the substrate. It's very well inoculated, so we're already starting to see a bit of fur, so to say, the mushroom teeth sticking out. But when it comes to the lion's mane, there's no activity that I can see so far. So just a little update. Today is the 15th of March and I started on the 7th of March, and I already can see that the king oyster has colonized all of the substrate, and there's even a small little fruiting body inside that has started to appear. So I think it's time to actually cut it open and let the fruiting body to really grow and just make the mushroom. This is the second bag right next to it, and you can see that body that you see over there. It's the small fruiting body. So for the king oysters, I'm just gonna take these man-made filters these homemade filters off and just make sure that I cut a slit into the side of the bag. So you can see from the top, these are the fruiting bodies that have started forming. This one is looking quite big. And over here as well, we have some fruiting bodies, that one over here as well. I'm back from The Hague and I'd like to just make a quick update on the mushrooms that I'm growing. The lion's mane totally didn't make it. It started becoming green and I couldn't save it, so I threw it out in the garden, and hopefully some of the spores survive and grows out one day on a tree, if maybe the tree dies. Over here, this is the oyster mushroom and I'm so excited. I'm already starting to see some of the fruiting bodies coming up, and if you really look close, you can see some of the fruiting bodies. What's amazing is that you also see fruiting bodies on the side, but I think that the ones that are on the sides are gonna die off, and it's gonna give just more nutrients to the fruiting bodies that are on top. You see the same thing happening. Well, this one doesn't even have much on top, except that you see them inside over there. Yeah, there you see them inside over there, and also on that side. However, there's a lot more fruiting bodies coming up on the side of the bag. Just a lot, over 1,000 I think. You see the same thing happening on the last bag. With these ones, it's funny, they're growing way over here. Like, I don't know if I should open the plastic bag a bit more, or they will find their own way. There's some growing over here as well. There's a colony over here. Yeah, totally exciting. I can't wait till I get to eat them. Well, they're starting to go really fast, eh? Look at this one. And even the ones on the sides are actually going quite fast. Like, look over here. These are still on the side. And over there as well. It's quite interesting. Oh, it's really going fast now. You can already start seeing the mushrooms really forming now. Ah, that's a big cluster, huh? Just look. Big cluster of mushrooms really growing in every space. So every morning I just come in here and I make sure that I just, keep them moist by spraying in a bit of water. It's important to keep them moist because also in nature they stay in really damp, moist areas, and that stimulates the growth each time with the morning dew, the rain overnight, but really light rain because they're always protected by the leaves of other plants. They've really grown big. Really, really beautiful. I'm already expecting maybe to harvest this one especially, but what I don't know if I can harvest one and leave the rest of it attached. So if I can't harvest one at a time, then I will probably just wait for the whole colony to be ready. Should take another day or two, especially for this one. I don't want to leave it on for too long and then it starts spreading its spores in the house, so that would not be fun. Just look at that. It's grown so much. King oyster mushroom. Yeah, grows as big as a king. I'm gonna enjoy eating these. I think you find more pleasure from eating things that you've grown yourself. Comment down below. Have you ever had that feeling? Because you grew it yourself, there's such a lot more pleasure in eating it. And it kind of encourages you to grow more of whatever you are growing. So today I'll be harvesting this colony of king oyster mushroom and I'll be cooking it. The reason why I've decided to harvest it is because the gills are already open wide enough for me, and the cap is actually starting to curl a bit upwards. So it's flat on the top here. If you look at this one, for example, it's rounded on the top. These ones are flat on the top. For me, that's an indication to start harvesting. If I check the firmness, they're nice and firm, both of them. I'm going to take both of them because I just want to give enough chance for the rest of the cluster to grow. If you look over here, there's another cluster coming right up, right over there. So how do we harvest this? I'm gonna try just pulling them, but if I don't succeed, I'll be using a knife. Yeah, they're easy to pull. Now what you see at the bottom here is the substrate that I used to grow them, and all I need to do to clean the substrate off is just cut a bit, just like this, and I have a nice clean mushroom. So these are the king oyster mushrooms that we just harvested. I've already cleaned off the substrates away from them, and now I'm gonna get ready to prepare them. My recipe is gonna be really simple. I'm first gonna shred the king oysters. Or seasoned pepper. It's mostly black pepper. Black pepper, some sea salt, and let it cook. There's quite a lot of steam coming out, but you know, there's not a lot of water in the pan, so it doesn't lose that much water unless you're gonna press it, and then it's gonna lose a bit more water. But from this, it's still really juicy inside, so I'm really looking forward to having some. And it's almost done. Now it's time for plating. Yum! I'm looking forward to having some of this. Yum! Again, please like and subscribe and share with anybody that you think might be interested. See you on the next video. Nice. Bye!